This is Darren Redmond for Redmond's Morning Glory, brought to you by Cigar Masfino, the new Cigar Masfino. Cigar Masfino, located conveniently right there on Cedar and Knees. And we want to thank them for their support. For those of you who have yet to try Cigar Masfino, give it a try. Not just give it a try, give it a real try. Get in there, see what you like. You'll have a lot of fun. People there are outstanding. In fact, rumor is that Uncle Tony of FHT Sports actually dropped off some courtesy Cuban coffee that is just simply outstanding and will be worth the price of admission. And the price of admission is free. Of course, you got to buy a drink or a cigar or something. There's no entrance fee. So we thank Cigar Masfino for that. Every morning, I try to come on here and we talk a little bit about what might have happened the night before, or talk a little bit about the things that may be important. And then we do Redmond's wrap up at night. Try to do it every night around 10 o'clock. We've been changing the times a little bit. Get a lot of internal emails, a lot of texts. People on the East Coast, Midwest. In fact, even from the upper peninsula of Michigan just last night. So, want to talk a couple of things. First, last night. Well, if you saw the day before, I talked about 3, 3, and 3 in terms of the Monsters. Very important games as they look to kind of separate themselves from one part of the season and work toward the second half of the season, which really is the playoffs, right? So, they had a game last night, they have a game tonight, and then another game tomorrow night, 3 different cities, all on the road, and then a 3-week break with the trading deadline coming very, very soon. I think it's the 13th. I could be off by a second or two. Last night, no pun intended, a Wiley game. Matthews versus Wiley in the pipes down in Valencia. And Fresno falls 3-2 in overtime. A very fun game. And, of course, people like to see Fresno Monsters win, and we all do. This was not a lack of effort game. They played very well as a team, cycling the puck, strong on defense. Some lineup changes, as you know, with Coleman not there, and the team did not miss a beat. Stood up strong. I think Matthews played very, very well in net. Short side of an overtime goal, 3-2. The captain, leading by example, gets a nice goal early on to make it 1-1. Gustav, and we know how well Gustav has been playing all year. He comes in and makes another equalizer later in the game to make it 2-2. Goes to overtime. Fresno had their chances. The puck sometimes doesn't go in. Sometimes the puck makes a strange little bounce and goes in, and sometimes you're doing everything right and it doesn't go in. Those are games you learn, regardless of the sport, but especially in hockey, that you don't get frustrated about. You don't get frustrated about if you have more games to go, and you got to focus now on the San Diego Sabres. So, if I was to tell you over the next 13 games, you're going to win 12 of them, you feel pretty good. So, you could focus on the fact that the 12-game winning streak is stopped. I rather focus on the fact that they're 12-1, and the game they lost was in overtime. Really? That's a bad thing? No, you'd like to see them win, but 12-1, not a bad thing at all. A very competitive game. I hope you are staying with us at FHT Sports. Our Twitter feed was on fire last night. Serge, the hockey guru, who handles our social media, getting it done as always. Funny, engaging, and informative. Not over the top, no pie in the face kind of thing. But some unique perspective that we all know that Serge, the hockey guru, is so very good at. So, tonight is a rebound game. Tonight's a tough game because you're going down to San Diego in their house. And again, it's Sabres, not like the sword. Sabre like the saber-toothed tiger. So, in their house, and they're battling with us for second or third place. And you know the importance of that. Home field, home ice advantage. 1 will play 4 when they have the play-in game. 2 will play 3. So, do I expect Fresno to bounce back? Yes, I do. Do I think it'll be easy? No, because you're playing in their rink, on their house, coming off the road. Got another road game coming up tomorrow. but then 3 weeks off. So I think Killer Kaminsky will have them in perfect order to rebound very nicely tonight. So again, team game, captain leading with a goal, Gustav with a goal. Matthews played very, very well in net, and but they fell 3-2. We move on. Tonight is a very special night in Fresno. This is the advent, the beginning, the birth, if you will, of season 2 for the USL Fresno Foxes. As you know, they are the top farm team for the Vancouver Whitecaps and of the MSL. And last year was great. I mean, I would like to see a few more people in the seats, and we'll do our share to bring everybody the passion that is professional soccer at this level. Adam Smith is one of the most brilliant, and I don't use that word lightly, brilliant managers, coaches that you will see in any sport. The man can break down and analyze and give robust, but not just word vomit kind of things, robust definition and understanding of everything that's going on that you ask a question about. The man can teach a class on the basics of soccer. So when Adam Smith says, "Wow, we just signed Jamie Chavez. He's a legitimate number 9." Jamie Chavez is a legitimate number 9. This friendly tonight against the LA Galaxy 2, is worth the price of admission. One, just to see the players, see Kafa, see some of the other guys, but to see Jamie for the first time. And do I know if his boots are going to be on tonight? I don't know. But if he will be there, that's who I'll be focusing on. And here's what I'd like you to do. When I see you tonight at the Foxes at Chachansey Park, come on by, say hello. What a great way to start the weekend. See some extremely high-level soccer. 7 p.m. on the pitch, beautiful weather. At the Chuck, you know how beautiful that place is. And you go out and have a great night afterwards. Our hope is maybe to speak to Adam Smith afterwards, get some texture, some background as to what the day is, because there's a lot of different ways a person can focus on friendlies or exhibition games. It's like, a lot of times it's like, who can make this team, right? But there's also the approach that says, who should not make this team? Who should not make this team? You might say, wait a minute, Darren, that's just wordplay. It's not. What particular ancillary things does this person have? Are they a team player? Can they handle disappointment? Are they emotional? Do things trigger them? Or are they understanding of the team environment? You know, and last season, the biggest problem I saw with the Foxes, and oh, by the way, Mike Hodges is back for another year of outstanding background. Mike Hodges will be going on camera more and more this year. If you don't know Mike Hodges, look him up on Google. The man is a Central Valley of California legend when it comes to youth soccer. And he has ran programs at very high levels. He is a coach for keepers and just an outstanding asset to FHT Sports. But so tonight, that's what we want to look at. I want to look at Jamie Chavez. Last year, the biggest problem, in my opinion, was late goals. Late goals. Now, particularly, in my opinion, from the back right side, it seemed like we could not clear the ball. Did not have good, conscientious ball control. Sometimes it's okay to pass it out. Sometimes you got to bring it out. But we were giving up a lot of goals, especially middle of the season. Do you remember? Let's take the Wayback Machine all the way back to last season on the pitch, when you would have games that there was like this. It felt like a month worth of ties. Remember that? And a lot of those matches, the Foxes were in front and they could not finish, could not close out the lead. They would give up late goals. And it's very easy for people to say, well, why this? But what was happening, in my opinion, it seemed like, was we could not attack from the back. Sometimes you attack on offense to put the other people on defense. I'm reading a book right now of Ulysses S. Grant, and that's going to be part of my feedback on the book, what we learned. Sometimes, they say a good offense is a good defense. Sometimes a good defense is a good offense. That doesn't mean you're risky, but you take control of the ball and you take control of the situation. And a lot of times it felt like they were playing beat the clock and hoping that it would wind down instead of aggressively controlling the pitch, controlling the play. And that's really, in my opinion, at the end of the day, why the Foxes did not make the playoffs last year, but overall had a great year. So, a lot on the docket. I'm going to speak eventually on baseball. We lost a legend in baseball yesterday. Frank Robinson, one of the great players, won the MVP in the National League with the Cincinnati Reds, won the MVP in the American League with the Baltimore Orioles, was part of the shoe polish incident. For those of you who don't know, look that up, very legendary, and was the first African-American manager in the Major Leagues of Baseball, MLB. Just an absolute legend. Later was on the disciplinary committee. People don't talk about that as well. With MLB, when his coaching and managing career was over, he had, we'll talk one time, a run-in on the mound when one of the players was disrespectful when he took him out of the game. We'll talk about those proposed rules, and I'll give you some of my feedback on that. But right now we wanted to focus on the wonderful job. Even though it fell short, you don't want to give anybody the juice box jamboree. You don't give people a juice box for losing. But the effort was outstanding yesterday in the Fresno Monster game. They played like a team. They were not distracted. Sometimes the puck does not go in the net. Tonight is the first friendly of the Fresno Foxes. They play the LA Galaxy too. Come on down. Let's see you there. Let's hope that you're there. You have a lot of fun. The Magic starts at 7. Actually, the Magic starts before then. Right? It starts before then when you're just there, maybe having a liquid sort of substance, something to drink, maybe something to eat. So, and Jamie Chavez may not be there. Not sure if he'll be strapping the boots on tonight or not. And this is Darren Redmond for Redmond's Wrap-Up, brought to you by Cigar Masfino. But before we go, something that Serge the Hockey Guru alluded to yesterday. We are looking for interns. It's an unpaid position. But it's almost like bad to say that. Let me explain. Because, there's no financial interaction, because what we're doing is we're offering you an outlet to refine your craft. We're looking for a way of getting your face out there, getting your work on film, getting your work on paper, letting people see what you're doing, especially for the fastest growing sports social media company in Central California. Quite frankly, in Central California, soon to be all of California. We had an intern last year, and his name will be nameless right now, who did some amazing work for us. I want you to listen closely. Did some amazing work for us as we did some things at Selling last year, and really like nobody else. I don't care. And again, I'm not calling people out negatively. KMPH, ABC, CBS, Fresno Big. Nobody covered Selling Arena, the Fresno Monsters last year. 5,000 people there at least a night, like we did. And Mike, I'll give you the first name. Mike was a big part of that. He was one of our interns. By the way, right out of high school, because of his talent, but he also had this list of stuff to do, of show his credible work, and we wrote him a great letter of recommendation. Steps out of high school into a job making a lot of money, full-time as a cameraman for a local news station. That's just a fact. So, for people that might want to say, oh, why do you want to work for free? You're not working for free. You're investing in yourself in an outlet that we'll be able to help you with. We're looking for people who know a sport. Now, you might not have any of experience on air, but that's okay if you know the sport. So, if you're a young lady or a gentleman who plays travel soccer in the Clovis area, Fresno area, Sanger, Bakersfield, I don't care, and you know a little bit, you want to bring something, you're either entering college, 18 or older, come on in, send us your resume. Send us also a video of you talking about your sport, or just something that makes you interact. We're looking for people that can cover a sport, do pre-game stuff, post-game stuff, on and off the air, maybe interact. You know Tiffany of FHT Sports. There's nobody better than her with the fans and with hockey. And we're so blessed to have her on, as part of FHT. If you ever see the stuff she does with the fans and hockey, look for some people that might be able to do that with soccer, might be able to do that with baseball, might be able to do that with softball. But at the same time, also be able to, as Tiffany can, but also be able to flip the switch and do analytical commentary on what's going on, what to expect, that second level stuff that is so severely lacking. So this is your opportunity to shine, and send your resume and a video. Take it with your phone, I don't care. And send it to FresnoHockeyTalk@gmail.com. We're up on Indeed. We are the fastest growing social media sports content company here in the Central Valley. And it's not even close. If anybody looks you in the eye and tells you differently, they're looking you in the eye and they're lying to you. So, this is Darren Redmond from FHT Sports, brought to you by the new, the great, the phenomenal Cigar Mas Fino. Have a great day.